Welcome to another edition of the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Good Outdoorz Radio. I'm Darrell Nichols with Steve Nichols in there. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good. It's glad to have you back after a week of goofing off.
Yeah, a week of goofing off. Come back with a cold, man.
Yeah, that ain't good there. You need to leave. You should have left the cold in South Carolina.
I wish I could have.
Bringing that foreign cold back.
I tell you what, I had a good week. I enjoyed my week off. Long week, as you might know, being out of town like that, staying in a hotel all week long. Nice place we were at. Went to the beach in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, along with about 300,000 other tourists.
Well, the good news is there'll be 500,000 there this week, so you picked a better week to go.
There sure will, and we left on Saturday coming back, and just so happened Saturday afternoon they have reports of tornadoes up there, so I think we left at the right time. Come on.
Oh, yeah, they were all around you the whole week, up in Savannah and up that way, or the threat of them anyway. I don't know if any actually hit.
We fought the rain and stuff, off and on during the days, afternoon showers, and we'd wake up sometimes in the morning, it'd rain a little bit, and it'd quit and get on out there. But I tell you what, we had a good time. I enjoyed it. Had a fantastic week off. Got some sun, never got sunburnt, was real careful, learned from my past experience this year. And, man, just had a fabulous time. It's a nice place to visit, good to come home. Lots of good outdoor activities out there. There was lots of things to do. Saw people fishing on the beach and fishing on the piers, just had a good time. But I'm ready to be back and glad to be back.
No doubt about it. We covered a lot of activity while you were gone there. We had a couple of guests in the studio, and we're going to have a short week this week as July 4th week is going on. Make sure everybody comes out and visits us at the 4th of July here at the mall over near the kids area. We're going to have a booth set up along with several other vendors there. So come by and say hey to us. And JJ Lawhorn will be getting his groove on the stage up there, and a lot of music for everybody, free to the public. All you do is show up and come on in there. And, of course, you buy your tickets and let your kids play the games there just as they have in years past and get ready for the fireworks show. But the only thing I'm worried about is the weather. It's been raining every single afternoon. So, but it has been clearing up right before dark. I think it gets to the peak heat of the day. It heats up and it rains, and then it goes on out of there and turns off a little bit nice. So maybe it'll be okay.
I think it will. I was watching some of the weather forecasts. Got a good chance of rain coming this Wednesday, and then heavy rain this Wednesday possibly is what they're saying now, or last night. And Thursday's a little bit less of a chance, so maybe it'll all work out good. Hope it does. Ready to see. We saw fireworks 2 different times up there, but nothing like what we're going to see on Thursday night. So.
Hey, over the weekend, the Arizona Diamondbacks saw fireworks in the form of the Atlanta Braves as the Braves swept the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's just significant because Arizona was the number one team in the in their division. So take that, Arizona.
That's right. Take that. Lots of things happening in the sports this weekend. NASCAR race yesterday turned out pretty interesting. Matt Kenseth came back with a victory that Jimmy Johnson dominated the race. And I was actually on the road there right at the end for the restart and had to go back and recap with Darrell this morning what happened. But I think Jimmy Johnson declined to give an interview yesterday after the race. I think he got shafted a little bit.
Well, yeah, he wasn't too happy about it. Man, I look at this. All right, Matt Kenseth probably pulled off one of the perfect restarts. He got everybody goofed up while he took off.
Yeah, but is that right to do? I don't know. But anyway.
Look at this way.
The biggest move was the fact that Kenseth put himself, he didn't put himself in there because he was mad at his crew chief for doing it. But his crew chief called for a fuel-only stop. And Matt said he thought he was crazy and thought that he just cost him the race. But it ended up putting him in a position to win the race. So that was the move of the race. I mean, if he would have never been in the position to do that restart had it not been for that call. So that's what won the race.
Yeah, that is true, and he did say that. And lots of things, lots of wrecks happened, lots of cautions yesterday. Cautions breed cautions, and they were sure going through them yesterday. They had the competition caution to start the race there, about 25 laps in, I believe. And
yeah, that was because of all the rain they had, and because it was canceled Saturday night because it was supposed to be a Saturday night race.
That's right, and it rained it out. But lots of things went on during the race, and we're going to hear about a lot of it all week long, I'm sure. But good things happening, man. I read, me and Steve talked about it before we come on air, the 19 firefighters died in the Arizona fire yesterday evening. That's terrible news, tragic news.
Yeah, 22 others were hospitalized, suffered injuries, and 8 of them were hospitalized. So that they got themselves in a bad bind there, and our hopes and prayers are with all the family and all the wounded there, and of course all the people that that they're fighting to save their property and their houses and things like that. So
yeah, and these guys do something that nobody else wants to do. They call them hot shots. They go in and with chainsaws and heavy packs, and they'll hike in from miles and miles into the heart of this fire. Mm-hmm. Try to get ahead of it and knock it down and slow it down some. And they do a special thing, and it's just terrible when they lose their lives fighting to protect people like that. So keep them in their thoughts and prayers. No doubt about it.
Today's the official kickoff day for the new hunting shows on all the outdoor channels. So July 1st signifies the start of third quarter, which is traditionally the peak of the season for hunting shows. Y'all make sure you check out your favorite hunting shows, including ours, airing July 4th. 7 p.m. So make sure before you head out to watch the fireworks, you catch it on the Pursuit channels on DirecTV and Dish Network. Channel 604 on DirecTV and channel 393 on a Dish Network. It used to be 240. It's changing to 393. So that's all on the guide. So you won't lose it. Just go where you've been watching it. So
that's right, man.
If you don't have Dish or Direct, you can watch it online at filmon.com. Just go click the Pursuit channel link and you can watch it live on your computer.
Yep, there's a lot of a lot of hype on it this week. Of course, there always is. You see it all over the hunting channels. It's coming this week, and I always look forward to it, seeing all these new shows come out, but not just the new ones, but the old ones, my old favorites. Coming back on.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a call coming in this morning. Let's take it. Good morning, caller on the Good Outdoors.
Morning.
Morning.
It's Moon.
What's up, Moon?
Man, it's glad to have Darrell back on the show.
Yeah, I thought he'd quit us or something, or retired, or.
I'm telling you, I got tired of listening to Steve by himself all the time.
Yeah, that'll strain your ears there, won't
it? Yes, sir.
You headed to work this morning?
I sure am.
Good deal, man. Appreciate you calling in. Appreciate you listening. Anything you want to talk about this morning, or what's going on in your world?
Not much. Just got an hour and 15-minute drive every day to work.
I hear you. You shoot sporting clays pretty good a bit, don't you, Moon?
As much as I can.
As much as you can. You spend a lot of time out at South Wind with John Peak and all in different places, right?
Yeah, I'll be out there this Friday putting up some ceiling fans for him.
Oh, good deal, man. I say I've watched you shoot over the years. I know you're pretty big into it. You're not a bad shot either.
I ain't quite making up to your height yet.
Oh, man.
Man, it don't take much to get up to my height. Oh, man. I appreciate you calling in, buddy. Good hearing from you.
Yeah, y'all have a good morning.
Be careful, Moon.
Oh, yeah.
229-253-0995 is the number to call. Moon called in to rag John and Dawson on Friday a little bit. And, we got to get old Moon a T-shirt there. I made a promise on Friday to John to get him one, so we got to make sure we grab one and hook him up.
We can sure do it, man. Sure do it. That ain't a problem at all. I was cruising along this morning, and something kind of caught my eye this morning. I was up in Myrtle Beach this week, and there's helicopter rides that you get. Any major beach you go to, any major attraction there's always helicopter rides, and I've seen these helicopters all day long, like 3 or 4 different ones just circling, just going. They bring people across the beach, and you could tell that the one's paying for different lengths of rides because that's where that helicopter would come. And I saw this morning that a helicopter in New York City had to land on the Hudson River because I think it had suffered some mechanical malfunction. This lost its power in its engine 12 minutes into the air.
Yeah.
And the pilot used the crash pontoons, and it remained upright. He actually more or less crash landed this helicopter on its pontoons in the river safely, and nobody was injured.
That's good.
Yeah,
I think they need to put some runway markers on that river, because isn't that the second time someone's landed there and people walked away?
Exactly right. There's a big airplane crash there a couple of years ago, and everybody walked away from it.
Captain Sellenberg, now that was it's one thing to land a helicopter with pontoons on it, but to land a 747 jet in the river and everybody be safe, that's a hell of an accomplishment right there.
Sure is, man. But that helicopter kind of touched, it kind of hit me. You can take sightseeing tours there, it says, for $139 per person for a 15-minute flight to $295 per person for a 25-minute flight. In Myrtle Beach, you could take about a 10-minute flight for $20. So I think the price is a little bit different. But I've rode in a helicopter before. Me and Daddy done it one time down in Orlando. Had a good time doing it. And I thought about this one several times. I knew where I could go do it. I just didn't go do it. And kind of glad I didn't, because them helicopters they're little.
Yeah, me and Daddy and Kyle rode one in Panama City one time, and that was pretty cool. It was actually that was
a seaplane.
That was an airplane.
Yeah.
I rode the helicopter over in Brunswick. Forgot about that. But anyway, that seaplane, it was amphibious. That was pretty cool.
Well, I've actually done it twice. That's right. Me and Daddy and Kyle done it in I think it was Orlando one time, and then me and Daddy and I think Kyle done it again in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We took or either me and Daddy did on that trip. It was a long trip we took that time. It's pretty fun. But I thought about doing it, but I'd be like the one here. I'd get up there and I'd have to crash land somewhere, and it wouldn't be turned out near as good. Be my luck on it.
Wow. We always talk about safety. We talked about it in here when John and Dawson was in here from Southwind. Exercise, how important it is to exercise safety. It doesn't matter if it's boating safety. It doesn't matter if you're trying to, like moon travel an hour and 15 minutes to work, being careful driving. But safety has got to always be your number one factor, especially coming up here on 4th of July when the people are going to have fireworks out. You can't go anywhere now without being able to buy fireworks. I saw them in Dollar General the other day. And but tragic accident with a BB gun here in Missouri left a boy critically wounded when he walked in front of his buddy. They were shooting tin cans, and he walked in front of his buddy, and the gun went off, or he shot, and it accidentally hit the boy in the head, fractured his skull. He's in critical condition, and they're scared of moving. Got swelling on the brain and everything, gracious. But we're going to hope he's okay. 13-year-old boy. So safety. When you're popping firecrackers, driving, four-wheeling, anything to do with the good outdoors, safety's got to come first. Sure. With that, we're going to take our first break of the morning. We'll be right back. You listen to the Good Outdoors on 99.5.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro, buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro, buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro, buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of his scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors. Man, I tell you what you don't want to do in Virginia. You don't want to be a 20-year-old University of Virginia student and buy some water that the undercover cops think you're buying beer.
No, that's ridiculous.
Did you read that article?
I saw it on the news last night. It was ridiculous. She should have ran over him. She did run over one of them or hit him, but
bumped up against him.
Didn't hurt him. But yeah, that was ridiculous. But the good news is it all turned out all right. But that was you just wonder how in the world it got to that point so fast. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, it turned out all right. She still spent a night in jail and had felony charges on her that were dropped.
Mm-hmm.
But she'd walked out with a box of sparkling water, cookie dough, and ice cream. And she'd bought from a local supermarket when agents, 6 men and 1 woman, all in plain clothes, approached the suspect and tried to stop her. One jumped on the hood of her SUV, another pulled out a gun. I mean, that's a little far, isn't it, for somebody that's underage purchase of alcohol, I believe?
Oh, yeah. They jumped on the hood of her car, slid across it like the Dukes of Hazzard, hollering, freeze, freeze, freeze. Her windows won't roll down. There was a flaw in her car. Her windows wouldn't roll down without cranking the vehicle all the way up. So when they told her to roll the windows down, she cranked the car up, and then it just went from bad to worse.
Yep.
They started trying to bust out her windows.
Everybody was screaming, go, go, go.
And they hauled tail, and then they called 911 immediately, and after reviewing all the tapes and everything, they sorted it out the next morning and let her go, but not after she spent the night in jail. So that's ridiculous. Yeah. I can't imagine it. I guess there was a legitimate fear because they flashed their badges just real quick. She couldn't see them. Mm-hmm. She didn't know if it was and there were 6 of them converging on her for something like that. And she didn't know what to do. Couldn't tell. She didn't know if they were fixing to get kidnapped or what. So just ridiculous. Just a ridiculous way that thing went down.
I hear you. I agree, man. It's and I see it from the law enforcement standpoint. They don't know who they're approaching. I mean, you got to have a little, you
got to have a little sense when you can't identify water from beer. I mean, come on, man.
But anyway,
to point out a gun though for someone that's having a beer.
Yeah,
that's even that.
To approach a 20-year-old college student girl like that, I'd have to put myself in the policeman's situation. I don't know what kind of city they're in. I don't know what kind of violence they might have in their city, but it's kind of hard.
I read the article this morning, but I haven't watched the report. And the news can slide it one way or the other. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm an ardent supporter of the armed forces and the police and the sheriffs and the troopers. I mean, I really appreciate what everybody does. I'm on your side, but them jokers up there, that they made fools of themselves. I'm sorry, in any stretch of the imagination, to draw a gun on a girl that's carrying a bag of potato chips and dip and a 12-pack of water. Come on. Yep. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Young college girl on top of that. You're not talking about a 6'5" guy that looks a little shaky. You know what I mean?
And where's the probable cause? They just pretty much saw her coming out with some beer, so they're going to stop her for it.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. I don't believe they used the best judgment that they could have at all.
No, but we'll give them, we don't know the whole circumstances, but I mean, I didn't see any. I just didn't see any. But who knows?
That's right.
I'm just glad it wasn't me sitting in jail overnight for purchasing the 12-pack of water.
Man, you both. Colorado gun laws take effect today. And,
yes, sir, they do. A lot of laws take effect today, July 1st.
New limits on ammunition, magazines, and universal background check requirements take effect in Colorado on Monday, even as county sheriffs fight to overturn the signature pieces of state Democrats' gun control legislation. They had a big sale over the weekend on certain guns and not available after June 30th. And, and there's sheriffs are still fighting this out there. So, we got to, my point to all this is we got to stay strong, stay focused, keep our fight up, and stay aware of what's going on with our gun laws.
Keep it in the forefront like they are in Salt Lake City, where they're exercising a run for guns.
Mm-hmm.
The article says running with scissors is generally considered a risky endeavor, but one group of Utah residents say running with a gun isn't. Organizers of the Run for Guns planned for this fall in Spanish Fork, Utah, are touting the event as the nation's first open carry run. The group is inviting runners to bring not only their tennis shoes and water bottles, but their gun holsters as well. Mm-hmm. Organizer McGregor Whiting of Mapleton said the September 5K race, which was first reported by Salt Lake City Weekly, aims to celebrate Second Amendment rights and show that gun owners are responsible, normal people. In addition to the 3.1 mile race, they'll have a half-mile armed dash. Proceeds from the event will go towards victims of gun violence. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Our purpose is to create more awareness and to make a difference. We want gun owners and the rights to bear arms to be seen in a true light and to be respected. And we also want to show our concern and show that we, as citizens, we value giving back and making a difference in our community. So they're organizing an event that puts a positive light on gun ownership. So they're going to strap their holsters on and run with them and run with the guns and make sure everybody knows it's okay to have a gun.
That's right. I saw I saw an article that just pretty much ticked me off the way the article, like you were saying just a minute ago, was construed over the weekend about guns. And in Chicago prepares for the new concealed carry gun law. Mm-hmm. Chicago is one of the most violent cities in the nation.
Probably the most violent.
Probably is. They have so many, in one weekend, they can have as many as 48 people injured, from gun violence. And this article just construed this thing, just screwed it all up and said, hey, this is going to cause more harm than good, is the way the article was reading. I was like, really? I mean, 48 people in one weekend getting shot in Chicago, and now you're telling people they can carry a concealed weapon for their own safety? Mm-hmm. And it's going to screw it up? I don't think so.
No, that's a strange situation there.
It ticked me off bad, just reading that article, the way it was written and the way it was making things sound. And I said, good for Chicago. Finally, they're doing something. Yeah,
there's an article here about a Lebanon, Connecticut, a town called Lebanon, Connecticut, mm-hmm. where someone has said that they wrote an article, and it just says more guns than people on rise in Connecticut. This is not. This is just a weird article to me. But anyway, in more than a dozen Connecticut towns, guns outnumber people. Eyewitness News visited Lebanon on Thursday, where the number of legally registered guns is on the rise. The article goes on to just paraphrase it. It goes on, interviews a couple of people who own guns. It shows the town population of 7,300, while the number of guns is more than 9,400. Now, couple of things here. I'm not surprised at all that there's a lot of towns that there's more guns than people, especially in the South. I would find it an oddity in Georgia if there was one single town that didn't have more guns than people.
Yeah.
Most people who hunt or own guns owns more than one gun. There's more guns than people in most everybody's home in South Georgia for sure. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing that caught my eye that nobody ever talks about, there's this huge concern about registering your guns. And my argument has always been that your gun is already registered. That's my take. Now, you may buy a gun from an individual that's not registered. Mm-hmm. I understand that. But I'm talking about specifically when you go buy a new gun and you go through the background check, your gun may not be by definition, quote, registered.
Right.
But trust me, the federal government knows you got it. And this article, this one statement right here, listen to what it says. Residents like Mullins, they interviewed a guy, and he said, I own, 5 guns, and I got 4 people in my house, blah, blah. Residents like Mullins are contributing to the rise of legally registered guns in Lebanon, okay? Legally registered guns. In 2011, the town population was 7,300, while the number of guns in Lebanon was more than 9,400. All right, they already know in Lebanon, Connecticut, how many guns is out there. If you think that they don't know how many or who owns those guns, you're fooling yourself.
Yep.
So this whole big thing about worrying about Big Brother knowing you got the gun, too late. He knows you got it.
You dang right.
He knows you got it. The only guns that he don't know you got are ones you purchased from individuals or one you purchased way back many, many years ago before you had to have a background check to buy.
Exactly right.
So this whole thing about worrying about, registry guns or they already know. They know. I believe with all my heart, they know. I mean, they may not know the exact amount, okay, but they don't really need to know, I don't guess. They could pick a random address on the street, pull your name up, and they know whether or not you own a gun or not.
Dang right they do.
Oh yeah, they know.
So I don't put a whole. I'm not jacked up on that issue of what they're trying to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna fight it because I don't think it's any of their business. I truly don't. I don't think it should be registered.
No.
I hate that it is. I hate that they even know it. I understand that we have to have a background check in today's society, but I still would vote against it because it's still a violation of our Second Amendment right.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the bottom line. I mean, I'm a rights guy, and I'm going to vote for that right. It's just that simple.
I agree 100%. I mean, I guarantee you, just like you're saying, just like you're voicing right now, Big Brother knows if you own a gun. And, just 9,000 guns in that city. They know how many guns are in that city, so they know dang well who owns them. They got a pretty dang good idea.
If they've got or access to every one of your phone calls, text messages, or
they got
emails
access to you who owns a gun.
for that 2-year period, they know. If you think they don't, you're fooling yourself. They know what you watch on TV. They know if you're cheating on your wife. They know if you're abusing your kid. They know it. They know everything about you.
I do. I agree. I saw a post on Facebook last night that just made me laugh, and it made the statement of this: if Obama knows everything I post on Facebook, why has he not liked one single comment?
Yeah, that's true.
They know everything you do.
They do. They got access to it.
They do. They got access to it. Hey, we got to take a break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll be right back here in about 3 minutes.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound, 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at t3outdoors.com to learn more today.
Hello, everyone. Dim the lights. Let's do this. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Introducing the winner of Austin's Idol and receiving a $1,000 Austin's gift card, Mr. Steve Seller.
If you want a steak, a salad or fish plate, maybe drink a beer with a friend. Come in as you are, it ain't just a bar at the SEC. The good times never end, a basket full of peanuts, and the best part is, it's an addiction you never have to quit. If you need a break, come along with me to Austin's Cattle Company. Oh yeah. to Austin's Cattle Company.
Austin's would like to thank everyone that participated in the contest and helping Austin's to remain an addiction you never have to quit. Congratulations to our winner and thank you from Austin's Cattle Company.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors. We've been talking a little bit about the gun laws that go into effect today, as a matter of fact, July 1st, around the country, Colorado, Chicago, and there's all kind of gun laws going into effect today. Some good, some bad. Or, any kind of restriction is a bad one on my part.
Yeah, no doubt.
And, I agree with Steve 100% when he says, about the gun registration. If you go buy a new gun, you think about this. You go buy a new gun, you do paperwork. It's almost like buying a car.
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of paperwork. They do a background check. This state of Georgia, they do a background check unless you have your firearms license already. But if you do, you still register that gun. The serial number on that gun is copied and put into your name. So it is registered. So it's just a lot of hype on that.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. A Paralympic archery champion has been nominated for an ESPY.
Nice.
For those of you who don't know what an ESPY is, it's an award given out by ESPN. Or ESPN. It stands for Excellence in Sports Performance Yearly. And they give away ESPYs to great sports achievements, and one of the categories is the best male athlete with a disability category. 2012 Paralympic gold medalist Jeff Fabry of Tulare, California, has been nominated for an ESPY award. The nomination announced early Tuesday puts Fabry in the running for this prestigious award from top sports network ESPN. Fabry, who shoots a compound bow and had a breathtaking rise to the podium in London after an equipment failure that nearly eliminated him from the competition, is one of 11 Paralympians nominated for an ESPY this year. Fabry's nomination is archery's first ever nod in the ESPY nomination. So
good deal.
Great job, man. Fantastic. I hope he wins it. I'm going to be pulling for him.
I do too. I saw where that reminded me of the X Games where, it started over the week or towards the end of last week. Man, there's some crazy things goes on in them X Games that I never knew about.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about outdoor activities, skateboarding.
Oh, yeah.
That's really huge in it. BMX bike riding. I watched the ending of one of the bike riding just the other evening before we were leaving to go out to eat Friday night, I believe it was, in Myrtle Beach. And they were guys on these bicycles, and they were jumping. It's like pole vaulting over this whatever this line is. They had it 29 feet in the air, and they would take these bikes and try to jump over this thing up there. And it was unbelievable. 29 feet.
Mm.
And the landing is worse than anything. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
and,
that's a
but it was 29 feet.
Don't land wrong.
No, that's 29 feet, and that's how the guy won the gold medal on that. And it also I didn't realize they had a golf karting in the X Games. I don't know what that's about, but something X Games golf karting. Now, what in the world's that? I mean, what do you do with a golf cart in the X Games? I just don't know.
I don't know neither. That's kind of
jump
funny.
it.
Yeah, I guess you would, but I mean, really, you take an electric golf cart. It's got to be a gas one, I guess, and jump it. But man, the X Games, I mean, there's just so many good outdoor activities involved with that. They get a little, pretty crazy with it on the skateboards, jumps and the BMX bikes. I mean, we were talking the other day, about the bike riding, and they doing all these motorcycle, stunts on them. Who gets the best air? Who does the best trick? Jacking the back end of the motorcycle around 30 foot up in the air and bringing it back behind them again and landing safely. How many times did they fail at this before they got it right? How many times did they get hurt, doing this? It's just crazy, man. One guy suffered a concussion. Well, when he was, anytime anyone in any of the games like this, they're knocked out and unconscious and could possibly have a concussion, they're taken out. They have to be out for like 7 days and be watched for 7 days before they can ever participate again. So his hopes were ruined from it. But I don't know. The X Games was, This is a fun thing. They happen every year. They were in Munich this
year.
They're
huge now. I mean, I can remember back when they first started, they weren't, nobody watched them, but now it's pretty big deal. They got a lot of athletes at the redheaded boy. I can't think of his last name. Sean something.
I don't remember.
He's a big snowboarder.
Yep.
But he really put the snowboarding on the map, and
he did.
And kudos to all those pioneers in the X Games stuff. There's a lot of it all really comes back down to outdoor activity. Yep. It's sports, but it's outdoor activity. It's some cat years and years and years and years ago. You could research it, but got up one morning, young boy probably got up one morning. It was snowing outside. He was probably in Iowa or Minnesota or the UP or somewhere where there's just a bunch of snow, and he said, man, there's got to be something we can do out here. So he finds this little board, probably a piece of plywood or something out there in the shop, says, I'm going to sit here and see if I can slide around on this thing. So from there, a sport was actually born from an outdoor activity. And, it's just like basketball. Back when the first guy took a round ball and threw it up in a peach basket, made a hoop. That was originally an outdoor activity. It wasn't a sport. Sure was. So, that's pretty cool. You think about it. Outdoors and outdoor activity came before sports and I guess every situation. I mean, because it started with somebody being outside, baseball, football,
all of them.
I mean, all of them. Soccer, it was an outdoor activity where they thought, well, what can I do today? And they invented a sport, but it spawned from the good outdoors.
It didn't spawn from sitting on your butt on the couch watching TV.
No.
It spawned from getting in the outdoors and doing something, getting
That's
out there.
Exactly right.
Not wanting to be cooped up in the house, but wanting to be outside doing something. As crazy as some of these sports get and are, they're good outdoor activities. Just can't say anything else about it. One that comes to mind that I read up on this weekend is a Oklahoma noodling tournament.
Oh yeah.
Did you see where I posted that? A bare knuckle babe, a group.
Oh, we covered that. Yeah, we covered it. Yeah, we covered it last week. Wherever you're gone, she won it, and we talked
catfish.
We talked in depth about it. She not only won it, that's the heaviest one that's ever been caught in the history of that competition. And the second place person was her father. So that was a pretty talented thing. But they've got a whole crew of them there, the bare knuckle babes there that do a bunch of noodling. So that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it sure is. Yes, it is. Man, I tell you, another one. Yesterday, I went out to the hunting club, and me and Michelle went out there yesterday afternoon kind of late, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and plant me a bag of peas. We got rain coming, and the ground was real soft, and when I didn't cover them up, just went out there and threw the bag of peas out. I know y'all covered a lot about food plots and about, with Joe Reams last week with Southern Habitats.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm going to throw these peas out and see what they're going to do. So I got me a little experiment going here for the next couple, 2 or 3, 4 weeks, and see what these peas are going to do with my ground. And got my soil sample ready and going to get it tested out. So that that's another outdoor activity. I couldn't stand being cooped up in the house yesterday. We were on the go in Myrtle Beach all day long. When we got up in the mornings around 8 or 8:30. We'd get up, get stirred, and get breakfast ate. And we were on the beach by 10 o'clock every morning. And all day long, we're on the beach or the pool, whichever one it was, all day long. Come back, get a shower, go out to eat. We'd never get back to the room before 10:30, 11:30 at night. So yesterday, Saturday, we got up, come home, so I was on the go pretty good. But yesterday seemed like the longest day of the year to me. I don't know why, but, we got up by 10 o'clock yesterday morning. I was bored. I was like, man, what's going on? And it seemed to just drag on and drag on and drag on all afternoon long. It just seemed like the longest day in the world, but I got so many things done from being so busy all week long. It translated into yesterday. In between the rain showers, got stuff done outside, got stuff done inside. Excuse me. Went to the hunting club, planted my peas, got my, just a short little piece of my food plot going. See if I can get some deer coming in there, which I should have done 2 months ago, by the way, and didn't. Mm-hmm. But I know y'all had a good show on that last week, didn't you?
We did. We had Joe Reams from Southern Habitats in here about not only food plots, but just the overall health of your area there, what you can do, prescribed burning, native grasses, native fruit trees, cover factors, how to create areas to funnel deer from one area into your stand, things you can plant to to make them have security and make them feel good about being in the area, and make them also encourage them to come out in the daytime, which was something I was very interested in.
Well, I talked to Joe, and he said he was very impressed with your knowledge on.
Oh man, he sure ain't been out much.
But
I was saying he threw some words that I had to go in there and research even more to figure out what the word meant.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable in this field, and he's going to be calling in every week at least and giving us an update on what's going on and things that are happening in his world and what we should be doing for our deer at this time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a very good show that y'all put on. I got to go back and listen to it.
Management's a year-round thing. It's you don't manage during the deer season. The management comes the 9 months of the year that deer season's not in, or it's not just deer neither. It's all wildlife. It's turkey, quail. He gave us some interesting points on quail and quail habitat, and after talking to him, we've always wondered, where have all our quail gone? And people say it's fire ants, it's pesticides, it's all, but it's more than that. It's everything combined is what it is. But I think it all starts with a change, not necessarily a loss, but a change in habitat conditions. This is just a hypothesis that I have based on conversations with Joe and things I've heard. But I believe that it all starts with a change or manipulation in the habitat, because it's not just simply the habitat change. It's what it does not only to the quail, but to predators or ants. If you change the environment, that creates an environment that is more conducive to predators, then you're going to increase the amount of predators, which is going to have a negative impact. If what you do increases a habitat to where fire ants are more likely to come in, then that's going to happen. If you clear hedgerows and clear fence rows to expand cotton, and you spray more pesticides, that has an impact on it. So it's everything together. There's no one thing, and that's why they can't put their fingers on it.
Yeah, it's hard to. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the benefits that wildlife refuges play, not just for hunting, for hunters and things like that, but there's also a lot of other benefits from them, and it goes right along with what we're talking about. We'll be back in just a few minutes, guys.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien versus Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. Nichols. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors, man. We've had some good conversations this morning. We were talking about the benefits. We're going to talk about the benefits of national wildlife refuges and the surprising benefits that they have on people. You know, Congress is wrestling with next year's budget now, and, you know, there's always National Wildlife Refuge System gets cut pretty much every year. You know, they usually get cut with their resources every single year. And it's the great article right here. It says 80% of the nation's 561 wildlife refuges provide national buffers against urbanization and other development pressures, thereby preserving undeveloped lands and airspace and enable military units to execute their vital training missions. And there's so many great things that National Wildlife Refuge hunters do. There's more than 47 million hunters, anglers, wildlife watchers, and other recreationists who visit wildlife refuges every year and generate between 2.1 and 4.2 billion in sales to local communities each year.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things, you know, the things they do. This article is talking about the military, what they do for them. Henderson Airfield on the remote Midway National Wildlife Refuge, one of the handful of emergency landing sites available for flights, have been estimated to save commercial airlines at least $28 million annually, and in 2000 alone was used by nearly 50 private and military flights for emergency or refueling purposes. So wildlife refuges not only contribute to hunters, they contribute to the military. That's just one thing they do.
Yep.
For the military, it goes on in this thing. According to the report, the National Wildlife Refuge needs at least $900 million annually to carry out its conservation mission. But its highest funding level in fiscal year 2010 it only received $503 million. Since then, Congress has not only failed to provide the $8 million annual increase needed to cover rising costs, but has steadily cut the refuge system's budget. With Congress poised to slash federal spending, the system could see its funding drop to $389 million in 2014. That's a 23% cut from 2010. That's a lot of money we're taking away from the wildlife refuge system. You know, people that go, it's not just hunters, you know, to go to wildlife refuges. It's bird watchers. It's nature, you know, people that just wants to get out and see nature. It's families taking kids to discover nature from the cities, you know, that don't have what the chance that we have to get out there and hunt. They don't hunt, they don't fish or nothing like that, but they still go out and see these things, and kids want to see alligators. It was amazing up there in Myrtle Beach, and I was up there with Michelle's family. They're all from Ohio, and they don't have what we have down here. They don't have the alligators. They don't have all this stuff in these ponds like we have. And let me tell you, we went up to eat at this one place, and they had this big lake behind there, and they feed the alligators and the turtles and the fish in it. They were amazed watching these alligators and turtles come up there. And it was like, really? And I had to step back a minute, like, what is wrong with these people? And there wasn't nothing wrong with them.
No,
they just weren't used to seeing
Well,
it.
they're from out of town, too. You know, they had a lot of probably from, you know, up the East Coast there and coming from places that don't have alligators, you know, because it gets too cold. But that's the same thing with wild hogs. You know, we think about a wild hog as a roach down here, you know. But people up in Minnesota, Iowa,
Maryland.
North Dakota, South Dakota, Maryland, New York, they are fascinated by wild hogs. Same way with alligators, you know. But you know, it's a shame, you know, reading about all the shortfall in the budget and the cuts, the 23% coming out. what really ticks me off is we need to have money dedicated to help our natural resources so our citizens of the United States can enjoy it.
That's right.
So we're sitting here coming up short, but yet the president, and it's just not Obama. It's not just Obama.
No,
I don't care. It's been Republicans and Democrats through the years. We're going to watch our National Wildlife Refuge system take a 23% hit or more, and yet we're going to give $7 billion away yesterday to Africa.
What's wrong with that?
It's not that Africa don't need it or can't benefit from it, but why don't we take care of the problems we have going on right here in our country before we start trying to help everybody else?
Exactly.
I mean, it's a noble approach, and it's a great but nice thing to do. That it's better to give than to receive. I understand all that, but I mean, there's got to be some sort of happy medium. You got to be at least working on something here while you're doing something for, we're giving away billions and probably trillions of dollars to foreign countries every year. I mean, if we just cut that off 1 year,
yep.
What would happen? I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know what the answer is.
We'd have a surplus.
Well, maybe the world would fall apart though. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going to happen on that side, but it's easy to see that just in 1 year by reining in foreign spending, it would probably take care of all of our problems.
Let me tell you what I think would happen. If you cut somebody's benefits off for unemployment, what happens to them? They either go find a job or they find another way to survive, don't they?
Yeah.
So if you cut them other countries off, what's going to happen? They're going to find another way to survive. Cut them off for 1 year, like you said, and keep our money here.
Mm-hmm. And the difference is we can't literally cut our own people off, but your point is well taken. You can cut the foreign countries off. They're not our responsibility. We're not the world's police, even though we think we are. And it's just getting, you start, and I don't know, it gets complicated. And we got a call coming in, and maybe they can shed some light on it. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
They are throwing people off. I work at Fort Benning Army Base, and we're about to get furloughed 16 hours of pay period. That's 8 hours a week from now till September.
Wow.
So they can give $7 billion away and send their own people home.
Yeah, that right there is there's something wrong with it. And you working at Fort Benning, a military base here. I don't know. It's just one of the many things that our federal government does that makes absolutely no sense.
So they got to find a way to supplement my income while they give $7 billion away.
Yeah, I think they should. I really think they should. That's our whole point. Take care of our own before we try to go to another country. We have our own people. You're getting furloughed 8 hours a week. That's 8 hours a week you're not going to be paid. And you're like me, that would hurt. That hurts, doesn't it?
Well, that's at least a car payment. That's at least a car payment, and then some a month,
It's ridiculous. Take care of your own first before you go spending $7 billion. To a country. What do they give us? What does that country do for us? That's one thing I'd like to know.
That's exactly my. I mean, I ain't seen Africa over here helping us.
I ain't either.
No,
sure hadn't. Hey, great call, man. Appreciate you calling in this morning.
Oh yeah, thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too, buddy. I mean, it brings up a good point. He's getting furloughed 8 hours a week.
229-253-0995 is our number if you want to give us a call. But yeah, I just cannot understand.
Well, here's another one to put up on you. There's some military bases that won't be celebrating the 4th of July because of it.
Yeah, you're right. We were covering while you were gone there. I don't even know if you heard this news. The scalloping season was scheduled to start today.
Yeah,
but
Saturday.
The big breaking news was it opened 2 days earlier. So I'm wondering if anybody went down there and caught them some scallops Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
so
give us a call.
229-253-0995. 3 Texas men did not have a good day on the big pond.
What they hate in trouble for?
Oscar Naranjo, Eustacio Rangel, and Vincent Longoria got nailed for being in possession of 42 red snapper. This was in Texas. Agents were on a joint enforcement agreement patrol 50 miles south of Grand Isle in the Gulf of Mexico when they observed an 80-foot vessel trawling for shrimp. Agents boarded the vessel and performed an inspection. During the inspection, agents located 42 frozen red snapper below the deck inside a large insulated holding box. The men did not possess a commercial permit that is needed to harvest and sell reef fish under federal quotas and in excess of the bag limits. Any vessel with shrimp trawls may not exceed the recreational reel fish bag limit, which is 2 per person with a minimum 16 inches in total length. So they are going to get nailed.
That's a tough one there. What did they think they were going? Yeah, really? Did they think they could get away with all that?
Obviously they did.
Maybe they've gotten away with it before. And
they probably
just got
have.
caught.
That's the thing about it. You know, how many times have they gotten away with it? You know, probably a lot.
Golly, that is tough.
Yeah, they'll get nailed for that one. That'll be an expensive, endeavor there.
Very expensive.
Yeah, there's a reward out for, if you know anybody that done this, you can collect you $15,000. But Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries Enforcement Division have offered a $15,000 reward for leads regarding a whooping crane that was found shot to death in Red River Parish in April. The Humane Society of the United States and the Humane Society of Wildlife Land Trust are offering $5,000. The Louisiana Wildlife Fisheries Foundation is offering $3,800, and the LDWF's Operation Game Thief Program is offering $1,000. There's a lot of people chipping $1,000, $200, $500, $1,250. A lot of people, but it totals $15,000 for any information. The National Audubon Society's involved in it. But anyway, if you know anybody that shot the whooping crane, turn them in. You get $15,000.
You know,
better be glad I don't know.
Man, me too. But you know that starts to shed some light on things about birds you don't even know they're illegal to shoot. You know, whooping cranes are around here.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've ever shot one before, because I don't think I ever have. But you know, as you're growing up as a kid, you know, like we were, we shot all kind of birds. You know, the state bird of Georgia is the brown thrasher.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure one or two has failed on my BB gun before.
Uh-oh, shame on you.
I think probably when I was a kid, maybe it did. But that just, you know, sheds some light on, there's all kind of birds out there that's not legal to kill. You know, and you don't need to be doing it. And the whooping crane's one of them, obviously, with a $15,000 reward.
I don't think you're going to eat a whooping crane. So,
no, you're not.
But I will say this, a sandhill crane is a delicacy. That's called ribeye in the sky. It's a very tasty bird, and it's illegal and protected in many, many states, but there are seasons in South Dakota and Texas. So
what bird is that?
That's the sandhill crane.
Oh, the sandhill crane?
Yeah, it's a big, tall bird, stands about 5 or 6 feet high with a little red patch on its head, and it's a tasty bird. I've had it, and the one I ate was legal, by the way, and you would be absolutely amazed if I cut it up and cooked it for you. You would swear on a stack of Bibles that you were eating beef. It's not even nowhere close to a bird.
There's another one out there called an ibis.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's illegal to shoot that bird too, and we got some good stories on that one. We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors in about 3 minutes. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at Exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, Exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast.
Yeah!
I know, and that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout. Or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman and Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you're not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
WKAA, Willacoochee, Valdosta. Another hour of Valdosta's best country music kicks off now. 99.5
Kicks Country.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors, the 5 o'clock hour of the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Man, it's great to be back. I'm glad to be back here in Valdosta, Georgia, after having my long week off, vacation, if you want to call it that. We were really, really busy the entire time. Had a great time.
I'm glad you're back, too, because I was running out of 2 cents to throw in.
Man, we were down on the beach, and it's so funny watching people, and how they react on the beach. We're lucky living in South Georgia where we're 2 hours from the beach, and it's like we can go at any time. And the people that go to like Myrtle Beach, majority of the people, the tags that I saw on the cars were 8 to 10 hours away from the beach or more. And they don't have the luxury we do. We can take a day trip to the beach, and they get to go one time a year, and these families go and they spend a week, and they are just hammering the beach all day long. They get their beach time in. Watching people on the beach, picking up seashells. Excuse me, I woke up the first morning up there was Sunday morning, and I got up and I was watching out the window. It was after 7:30. I was just watching out the window out there, and saw some dolphins swimming up and down the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And feeding, right out the shoreline out there. They were 75, 100 yards off the shore, but you could see them coming up, porpoises, dolphins, whatever they were. And the people that were already down on the beach at that time in the morning just amazed me. I just could not believe it. But there were people out there walking the banks, picking up seashells, looking at the wildlife, watching the birds, running up and down the beach, local people and tourist attractions. But outdoor activities on the beach were just, they were out there like crazy. There was volleyball, football. Everywhere you look, somebody was throwing a ball. Whether it was a regular round ball that skipped across the water, it was a football, playing volleyball. Some guys were playing horseshoes. They were playing cornhole. They were doing all kind of stuff, man. It was unbelievable watching the activities that went on out there at the beach, young and old alike.
Mm-hmm.
And kite flying. We actually flew kites, man. But kite flying, it happens a lot on the beach. Surfing, boogie boards, just anything you can imagine was going on out there on the beach. Fishing. Mm-hmm. So, it was just amazing time. I tell you, I was busy the whole time. Glad to be back and actually get a little rest now. I had to come back here, go to work just to get some rest. But
yes, building sandcastles is a big thing. They have national competitions for sandcastle building, and you can see some mammoth structures at the right beach. I've never been able to figure out how to build a really, really good one like that. But
I can't.
Well, you got to start off with an image in your head, which you even start with.
Well, I can't.
I got
picture
plenty of images. I got plenty of images in my head.
I just can't translate them.
I can't translate them.
That's what killed me. You'd walk out on the beach. We'd go down, by 10 o'clock in the morning. We'd come back up around 12 to 1 o'clock to eat something. And as I was walking back out to the beach, every time I'd see something new. One time I saw an alligator. They had built an alligator. No, it's not a live one, but somebody had built an alligator out of sand, and this sucker looked real. They used seashells along for the ridges on the back, and I'm amazed at that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't get that picture out of my head and put it onto the ground, man. It's unbelievable. But you're right. Sandcastles are a big thing.
Yeah, they have these competitions where they're almost life-size sandcastles. They all get together and build them, and they build them, and then the tide comes in and destroys them. So they're not very durable structures.
There was, and I don't know if it still is, but there was a TV show about sandcastles.
I don't know. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. So
they take it seriously.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, a fantastic outdoor activity that's going to be in full force between now and the end of the week will be grilling.
Oh yeah.
I got my grill on yesterday afternoon, grilled some big old nice thick pork chops, and they turned out perfect too. But it brings up a point here, or a question I've got. What's your favorite type of grill to use? A lot of people use gas grills. A lot of people use charcoal. And I pulled up some things on the top 10 in each category is what I was aiming to do. But I pulled up more categories than I imagined existed. You got the top 10 gas grills. You got the top 10 charcoal grills. Now, obviously knew about that. Then you have the top 10 electric grills. Now,
really?
Yeah, and then you got the top 5, what they call Kamado grills, and then the top 10 smokers. So I knew about the smokers and the gas grills and the charcoal grills, but I'd never heard of the term, and I may not even pronounce it right. It's Kamado grills, but those are like your ceramic type grills, like your Big Green Egg. If y'all are familiar with that out there in radio land, but there are several types of those grills. There's one called the Kamado Joe. There's one called the Primo Oval Kamado Grill, the Grill Dome Infinity Series, and the Sapphire Grill Kamado Style Grill, and the Bayou Classic Grill. Those are the top 5, and I would have thought the Big Green Egg would have been in there, but it did get an honorable mention.
Really?
So, but they're very expensive. But the thing is, you can put the selling point of that is the ceramic heats up, and you don't have to use much charcoal. You can cook more food with less effort in one of those type grills. That's the selling feature of it. My personal opinion is that's fine. That's grilling there, but and of course a charcoal grill. Now this is gonna get down to opinion. A gas grill. I don't understand why someone would want to grill using a gas grill, but that's just me. Now, going one step further, I think that an electric grill should just be banned. Why in the world would you even? I mean, what's the point? Why don't you just cook it in there on the stove or in the oven if you're going to use an electric grill? It just something about it don't seem right. I don't quite understand it, but there are a top 5 list of electric grills, and they're expensive. The Fire Magic grill, it sits up on a pedestal. It looks like a stainless gas grill, but it's electric. $14.49 is the retail price on that grill. The Mecco electric grill is only $182. It's a very small, looks more like a conventional cheap charcoal grill. Yeah, but you can spend what you want. You got the Electric Chef electric grill, which is a big old stainless thing. It's huge. It's nice looking, and it ought to be for $4,295.
Wow.
Then you got one for $600. You got a Weber, real small, just like a George Foreman type grill for $229. I don't know, man.
You're talking about electric grill. I want to see somebody take an electric grill out in the middle of nowhere and plug it in and cook with it.
Ain't happening. Ain't happening.
Well, I read some of the advantages and disadvantages of it. One of the advantages of it is it's less messy. That's one thing they give. So, and I don't agree with this, but it's less mess. Charcoal and wood can get messy. But
grilling's about the flavor. I mean,
exactly right.
You're not worried about making a mess when you're getting your grill on, and I don't know. You got to go with a charcoal grill, people. You got to cook it a la natural. You know what I mean? It's got to be over wood or charcoal. I mean, that's what grilling's all about. This gas grill stuff. That's just. I guess it's the second best thing to charcoal. And I guess you can argue the health, the carcinogens, and you can argue all that all day long. But if I'm on grill, I want some mesquite or some wood or some charcoal, and I'm gonna do it that way. That's just me.
My opinion is charcoal is better. Although I do have a gas grill and I do use it some, but charcoal is better. I agree with that 100%. I love to take a good charcoal grill and throw some wood up in there on it.
Mm-hmm.
A piece of oak wood or something like that, and get that oak flavor into it.
Yep.
And we got a call. Maybe it's about grilling. Let's see. Good morning, caller on the Good Outdoors.
Hey, this is Ricky.
Hey, Ricky, man. What's going on, buddy?
Man, I'm here to tell y'all something. If you ain't charcoal grilling, you just flat ain't grilling.
Amen to that, brother.
If you're going to cook with gas,
cook in the house.
Electric, you need to be in the house.
Just cook it in the house. Well, if you're going to go gas or electric, just get your wife to cook it. You know what I mean?
That's right. If you're going to be gas or electric, you ain't going to need to be on no river trip for sure.
No, that's right. That's right. It just it don't even taste. It doesn't taste the same. I guarantee you, I could take 100 out of 100 people, cook something on a gas grill, cook it on a charcoal grill, and 100 out of 100 are going to prefer the charcoal grill taste to the gas.
Well, when you get ready to do that, invite me, and I'll be on the charcoal side.
I hear you.
What's going on in your world, man? You got any more river trips planned?
Well, we kind of looking at it now. It ain't wanting to level off and do right.
Yeah,
it's kind of acting weird right now, but that's what we kind of looking at. The weather's kind of crazy as far as humidity and the evaporation rate and all that's going, and then the river level's kind of up and down, faster than we like. But,
yeah.
I mean, we can work it out. I just had to stay on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure do, man. That river's, it's going crazy right now with the rain the way it is, because there's rain every day. We may not get it on the south end of the county, but you'll get it on the north end of the county, and that'll affect the river on the south end of the county.
Ain't no doubt.
So, you got to watch it. And you know, of all people that we know, you're the one that knows more about that Lappaw River than I do.
All right, sure work on it now, ain't no doubt. I'm headed up there where Darrell came from now.
All right, where are you going?
I'm going up there to Johns Island, just outside of Charleston.
I hear you, man. I hear you. You going to spend a weekend or a week up there or what?
No, I'm riding in the big truck. I'll run up there today, and I'll be back this evening.
Good deal, man. Well, I tell you what, 95 is not user friendly when you hit South Carolina to me.
Well, once that sun comes up, big lights on, it ain't user friendly for a lot of folks.
Yeah,
but the safest thing to do, the safest tip I can give y'all fellas, and I've been driving 23 years, watch out for that other fella.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Amen.
Very simple.
Mm-hmm. Well, have a safe trip, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Welcome back, Darrell.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir, buddy.
229-253-0995 is the number to call. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to the Good Outdoors on 99.5. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Toombs Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Toombs Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound, 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at t3outdoors.com to learn more today.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. We got the phone ringing. We're going to catch it right quick. Good morning, caller. You're on The Good Outdoors.
Hello, good morning. My name is John. Been listening to you for the last couple of years, and first time I've called in.
Good deal.
Just want to weigh in on the charcoal gas issue.
Yeah, man.
I'm definitely a charcoal guy, but you got to throw a piece of pecan in there if you want it to taste right.
Yeah, you do. You're right about that. What kind of charcoal do you like to use?
To me, it doesn't really matter what type of charcoal you use as long as you burn that stink off of it at the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think so too. People ask me all the time what kind of charcoal I use, but I think if you let it cook all the way down to where the coals are totally white,
yep,
I don't think it makes no difference. And I also, that grate that you're cooking on, it's already seasoned, and people forget about that. I see them out there scrubbing it. They get in there, scrub it. I think if you burn it off and then wipe it down and let some of that stuff, keep seasoning the meat, I think you're better off too. But you got to burn off that crap, and get it off there and get it reasonably clean, or it'll make your meat taste kind of bad.
Yeah, definitely will. I also wanted to weigh in a little earlier. Y'all were talking about funding for the U.S. government, not going to some wildlife, going to foreign countries, etc. I think on that particular issue, if we spent less on some of our U.S. bases overseas, I mean, come on, we've been in Korea 40 plus years now.
Yeah.
We don't need bases in all these places all over the world. We can take off from any place in the U.S., refuel over either the Azores or Guam, and drop a bomb anywhere in the world.
Yeah, technology's changed the scope of how we defend ourselves, and you're right. I mean, back 40-some-odd years ago, it was a big deal to have a presence there and have bombs there at the ready. But now I'm like you. You could probably zap them with a laser from a satellite for all we know. So you could definitely cut back if you didn't pull out completely. You could cut it way back. There's no doubt about that.
I agree.
We just turn off their internet. They'd be done.
That's right.
You're right.
You're right about that.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate you calling.
All right, bye.
229-253-0995 is the number to call. But yeah, I think the point of that whole discussion is cutting back. I mean, just like the latest news about the Obamas going over to Africa and spending $100 million. I mean, my God, that's a lot of money, dude.
A lot of money.
We got another call coming in. We'll go ahead and take it. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Oh, we doing good.
Hey, I just wanted to give my grill a little love here while y'all throwing off on some of these grills here.
All right, what you got?
I got a Traeger wood pellet grill, but you have to plug it in because it's fed with an auger.
Right.
But I can cook some Boston butts on that thing on some applewood pellet.
Mm-hmm.
Just make you slap yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think that the key is there, the ignition system or the auger there hadn't got nothing to do with it. You're actually still burning those apple pellets and you're grilling. So you're okay. We're going to stay on.
Yeah,
you okay. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, okay. All right, I got to plug it in. I got to have an outlet to plug it in, but it is good now.
That's right. Yeah, no doubt about it. I've actually had a Boston butt cooked on one of those things. It is good. So
it is. And
anytime you're cooking, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said I had a Holland grill, and I burn it up, and then I got old custom charcoal grill I use all the time. But sometimes you need that little bit of convenience,
There you go. There you go. And that's why people use gas grills for convenience.
Well, anytime you're gonna fire that thing up and you need somebody to come be a taste tester or anything, just give Darrell a call right here, because I'll be glad to come.
Okay, all right, man. I just wanted to call and let y'all know. Now, the pellet grill's okay now.
All right, I hear you, man.
Yeah, you all right.
All right, y'all have a good morning.
All right, appreciate it.
229-253-0995 is the number to call. Yeah, as long as you're burning something, I'm all right with it. The convenience factor. Grilling to me is an event. Grilling is not designed to be a quick thing. So it's an experience to me. You carve out a couple of or an hour or two when you get your grill on at my house. I'm sitting there. Usually I got a cold beverage. I'm maybe got a ball game on in there and I go light the fire and I let it cook down, and it's got to cook down just right. You spread the coals out right, you get everything right, and it's an event, and it's a process. I started the whole process yesterday at about probably 5 o'clock, and I think we ended up eating it at somewhere between 6:30 and 7. Mm-hmm. That's how the whole process went, So it's an experience. It's an event. It ain't. You run in there and cook dinner and feed everybody and go to bed. That ain't what it's about. It's just you get your grill on, man.
I remember so many Thanksgivings back, just years ago, not too long ago about us,
Oh, yeah.
We always hunted Thanksgiving morning. It was kind of a tradition, but me and Daddy would be up an hour and a half before we ever went hunting, lighting the grill and getting it ready and letting it cook when we were gone.
That's right. I was just there to eat. So we got another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Morning. I'm doing pretty good.
Good. You hungry?
Oh yeah, always.
Talking about grilling here.
Oh yeah. On that grilling stuff, man. I can go in Walmart, buy the cheapest charcoal burning grill they got, and I can go in the woods behind my house, and I can get sticks.
Yep.
And I can make that grill taste better than probably any grill.
Oh, yeah.
That you can spend hundreds of dollars on.
Ain't no doubt about it.
It's all in the process.
When you get right down to it, you don't even need the grill. If you got just something to put the meat on, can go.
That's all I'm saying. All I need is that rack.
That's all you need. That's it.
And that's what blows all my buddies away. They say, man, you got this cheap grill, man. Look at my gas grill. It'll do this and that. And I said, man, that ain't nothing but a sissy grill.
That's exactly.
You might as well take that and put that in the oven.
You know those grills called hibachi grills, the little bitty ones, about the size of a laptop computer. They're designed for tailgating. At the football game, you put a little charcoal in them, you grill hamburgers. Well, that's all you need, man. All you need is something to hold the meat on to grill. You don't need charcoal, really. You can go get the sticks, the limbs, the oak limbs, and man, you can make a fine meal.
Yeah, I go. There's some old oak trees and stuff like that, and they make a big deal out of it because it takes me about 2 hours to go through, and I start out with the little bitty sticks and work my way up to a limb about the size of my arm, where I cut some wood down, and they're like, oh, you just wasting time, man. I could have been done cooked everything. We sitting in here drinking beer. It's like, yeah, but my meat tastes 100 times better than what you done throwed on that little piece of crap.
And Steve said, it's an event. It's something to do. It's an art. You take pride in it, man.
And it ain't something that everybody can do.
No.
I mean, yeah, you can go out there and pick up sticks and stuff like that, but you got to know what you're looking for. Because, I mean, if you cook with the wrong kind of wood, it's going to make the meat taste horrible. Or it'll taste just like, building material. Because I had a neighbor one time cook with some, he cut up some 2x4s and was cooking with it. And I said, man, I ain't eating none of that.
No, that don't sound right. I got all that treating and stuff in
Yeah,
there.
I was like, man, I said, you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah, that ain't good at all right there. Give me something out of nature.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and people, they show off these big old grills and stuff like that. My cousin's got one that he had custom made at his house. And it's like, okay, where do I put charcoal in the wood?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, you just use this liquid smoke. And I said, no.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Hey, we appreciate you calling in, and we agree with you, man.
Yeah. Y'all have a good day.
You too, buddy.
You too. 229-253-0995 is the number to call if you got a comment on grilling.
Let me throw this in. People with gas grills, grilling on a gas grill this time of year, a lot of it's done on the outside for a reason. You don't heat up your house near as much. If it's the only thing you've got and you use a gas grill outside, you're not heating up your house, inside of your house, your air conditioner not working as hard, and your cooler. That could be one argument for the gas grill. Now,
it's got its place.
I'd rather have charcoal, but I do have a gas grill, and I do use a gas grill. So.
You should be ashamed of yourself. No, there's a place for it and convenience and all. I understand that, but I'd like for somebody to call in and try to convince me that all things being equal, that you can make something taste better on a gas grill than you can a charcoal grill. That's my point. I don't think you can. I think if you're grilling for the taste and you're not grilling to keep the heat out of your house or because you're in a hurry, I'm talking about if you're going to get your grill on. Well, let me put it this way. Ease up the Cordell to the Big Pig Jig where they have the barbecue cook-off where thousands of people come and they grill. You will not find one single gas grill.
I don't know. I had never been out there to see.
You won't do it.
I don't know. I've seen some of them where they use a combination of both.
I can promise you this. They ain't coming in first or second or third or fourth.
Well, the only reason they would have a combination of both is to light the charcoal. That's
exactly
the only reason. Hey, let's take this call real quick, see what they got to say. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
On that grilling deal, there's a difference. You got grilling and you got barbecue.
Yep.
Grilling hot and fast, barbecue low and slow.
Yep.
Personally, I'd rather do low and slow.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, this is Demery.
Yeah, I knew it was Demery. I figured that out. How you doing, buddy?
All right.
Good deal.
And you were saying with as far as gas, personally, I'm gonna use wood or charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a buddy of mine has a gas grill, and it was originally a charcoal grill, but he converted it to gas.
Mm-hmm.
He can throw, or we have thrown pecan limbs in, and it tastes pretty much well like a wood grill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if here's where you're screwing it up. That's when you put wood in there, then you've changed the whole thing. That's my point.
Yeah.
So
right.
I mean, if you're using a gas grill to heat up wood, that's kind of like the guy talking about using his auger with the pellets. You're changing the dynamic of it. So you're putting that wood flavor, and it's all about flavor. It's like the difference between a char-broiled burger at Burger King and one cooked at McDonald's. It's a totally different flavor.
Oh yeah, but that's what he likes, and he sticks with it. The old run with what you brung.
That's right.
I mean, that's what he likes.
Yep.
Personally, I'm gonna go with wood or charcoal.
Me too. Me too. But low and slow, I agree with you on that. That goes back to it being an event. Grilling is not built for speed and convenience.
No.
Not in my opinion.
No. Now, on my porch, I have an electric smoker. And, of course, I'll admit, I ain't used it in probably 6 months, almost a year.
Yeah.
But I can load it up, put my wood chips in there, set it all the way high, and it won't get over 200 degrees.
That's right.
And just forget about it.
Yep.
Come back. Well, it depends on what I'm cooking. I can come back a few hours later, check it, and just keep rolling. And I can do with what I got to do. If I want to run uptown, I can do that, and I ain't got to worry about no flare-ups, none of that.
That's exactly right. Low and slow, baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, you know, you've seen me. I know how to eat.
Yeah.
You know a way around the grill. That's right.
You like me, you ain't missed many meals, have you? You still there, Demery? Uh-oh, I think we lost him, didn't we?
Uh-oh. He got excited and swallowed the phone.
Hey, we got to take a break anyway. Demery, we lost you there, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast.
I know, and that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Quitman, Georgia, and antiques go hand in hand. Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, located at 211 East Screven Street in Quitman, is a traditional Southern antique shop with a little twist, offering a consignment program that fits like a glove in the spacious downtown shop. But the real twist is Zumba. That's right, Tammy also offers Zumba fitness classes as well as tanning. Come by and check out the literally thousands of items upstairs and down. And if you have an item that you want Tammy to sell, bring it in. That's Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, 211 East Screven Street, Quitman, or give Tammy a call at 229-506-9146.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at Exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, Exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great Southern barbecue like it's supposed to be, and don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. We've been talking a lot about grilling this morning and everybody's preference on a charcoal or gas grills or whatever. I'm going to hit the weather real quick. We're going to get back on that. Today's going to be a high of 87, low of 75. Tonight, 87. Tomorrow, 60% chance of rain tomorrow, 40% today. And Wednesday, 70% chance of rain, potential for heavy rainfall. And Thursday, they've upped the chance to 60% again for Thursday for July 4th. So we're going to hope and pray that the weather holds out for the fireworks and the Black Crow Media's big event they have out there at the mall every year. J.J. Lawhorn's coming out, and he's the headliner along with other bands. Starts at 3:00 Thursday afternoon. So,
great entertainment.
Got a high pollen alert too, along with that weather report. So if you got any allergies or any kind of problems with allergies, be prepared. There, a lot of pollen in the air, so they got an alert out.
Oh yeah, grilling. We've hit on that a lot this morning, and
I know one thing about it: grilling. No matter how you're cooking it, all I want to do is about eating it.
That's usually the end result. That's right. There's a lot of grilling recipes and styles of grilling, and how people like to season their meats. But I'm gonna give you a tip. I stumbled upon the seasoning, and this Grill Mates seasoning. If you go in any grocery store, there'll be a rack there that has different flavors of seasonings from a company called Grill Mates. I've stumbled upon one that I highly recommend, and I'll tell you what I did yesterday. I had these big, thick, center-cut pork chops, and I took this Grill Mates, it's called garlic and a roasted herb is what it's called. And you cannot over-season it. I mean, I absolutely just flood my meat with it on both sides, the edges, and I make sure it's on there real good. I get my grill right, let the charcoal cook down until it's totally white, spread it out real good to where it kind of cooks a little slow. You don't want to put it on there where it's real hot. I've got a temperature gauge in my grill, and I like to grill around 250 to 280 degrees. But I'll throw the meat down there on the grill, in the beginning there, right over the flame. It's got 2 racks on it, my grill does, but I put it down on the bottom. I'll sear one side of it for about 2 minutes, flip it over the other side about 2 minutes, and then I'll put it back up on the upper rack and let it cook. But I'll cook it, and then at the end of when it's done, then I take a pan and I pour my one sauce in that pan, and I take the meat and I put it in the pan, put it on one side, flip it over, put it on the other side, and I put it back on the grill for just a minute, not long, because the sugar in the one sauce will make it burn if you leave it on there too long. So I just put it on there long enough just to heat it.
And caramelize it.
It kind of, not even caramelize it, but just heat it up and then flip it over on the other side, and then I serve it along with keep another bottle of one sauce on the table. But I'm telling you, I've not met one single person that just don't rant and rave about it, and it's pretty simple. I don't marinate it in anything. Now I do. Now some of my other meats, steaks and stuff, I got a special concoction I like to marinate it in for about 30 minutes before I grill it. But that's another recipe for another day. But center cut pork chops with that roasted herb and garlic, and then finished off with that one sauce. It don't get. I always cook enough to eat the next day, and I can taste it. I got 3 pork chops left for the day that I'll be eating for lunch or afternoon snack or possibly breakfast. But I use that roasted herb and garlic Grill Mates on pork and chicken. I don't use it on beef. I don't think it would be good on beef, but go get it. It's on sale right now at Harvey's for buy one get one free, and it don't cost much to start with. So you can stock up on it. My cabinet's full of it. So Darrell, you about to die?
Yeah. Like you like to say, a lesser man wouldn't be here today, but I'm toughing it out, man.
Common man would have to sleep in this morning.
Got a cold. I guess I touched the wrong button in the elevator. Somebody had a cold up there, and I brought it back from South Carolina. I wish I could have left it up there.
Well, I sure hope that I don't touch anything you've touched, because I don't want none of that.
Me and you both, man. But the one sauce is a finishing sauce, so that you're using it in exactly the right way, and man, that is some good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Love it.
You can't beat it. Ray Parker, he's a friend of ours, drives for UPS. I gave him a bottle to sample one day, and his life ain't been the same since.
It's good stuff. Ain't no doubt about it. And it is awesome. But there's so many different ways to grill. People have their ways that they want to do it, and people are set in their ways. A lot of them don't want to change. And I've watched Daddy over the years. He would use chips at times. He would use regular oak limbs to help season it.
He'd like to experiment. That's for sure.
He would experiment. I remember we went to Texas. We brought back some mesquite. Remember that? And he actually used some of it.
Sure do.
And man, there's so many different ways to grill out there. I love to get out there, light the grill off, and used to a lot more than I do now. I'd love to take a deer ham, throw it on the grill, and let it just all day long.
Yeah.
Just cook that sucker and cook it and get it just right and flavored real good, seasoned real good, and then just everybody get together that evening and eat, and need to do that again. I'm ready.
Yeah, man, that's some good stuff there. Something about the fall of the year, for October and November, to me, that's the ultimate grilling time. for me, because it starts getting a little cooler usually.
That's right.
In the evenings, and I grill more. Right now, it's tough to grill right now because of that heat.
Man.
Like Darrell said, you get outside, to keep from heating up your house. But man, it's so hot when it's 100 degrees. Speaking of the temperatures, I don't remember where it was yesterday, but there was a thermometer I saw on the internet. It was 129 degrees.
Yeah, that's out there in Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California area.
128 degrees, and out there 118 degrees. They're calling for it, all week long, pretty much. Hot. That's hot. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care if the humidity is not the same as here, but it's hot. It's one reporter I watched on there, he was explaining what it's like to just breathe. He said it's just breathing in hot air is unbelievable. You can use oven mitts, and the reason oven mitts help you is for picking stuff up.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's almost
Everything
like
out there is hot.
It's kind of the thing where just turn your oven on for a while, and then try to stick your head inside the oven. That's kind of what you're feeling.
You're exactly right. 118 degrees, 128 degrees. That's hot, and they're going through it out there, man. They're going to keep on going through it all week long. And I don't. Mom was asking me yesterday, how do people work outside when it's like that? I don't know. I don't know how you could.
Well, you just have to keep plenty of fluids in you. I know my friend Eddie Buskey. He's a retired rodeo clown, and now he's the head groundskeeper at the Charlotte Knights baseball stadium, and also he builds fields on the side. And every day the past week, the temperature on the field for the baseball players has been about 115, 116 on that field, and they get out there and play. But they drink Gatorade and water and keep hydrated.
Taking breaks.
We got a call coming. We'll go ahead and take it. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I called a little earlier. Hey, I've been over in Brunswick the past 3 weeks, and I took my lunch. We've been outside doing some roofs on the apartment.
Ooh.
And I took my lunch break. I sat down by my truck and turned the key to let the windows down. And my truck got the thermometer on the mirror.
Yeah.
And it said 113.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, sitting there in that sun, heating that metal up is getting it real hot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot right there. Now I don't care who you are, and you working on a roof.
Nah, I'm driving the forklift. And, so I know it's hot for them old boys on the roof.
Man. You ain't kidding, man. That's terrible. Terrible.
You
y'all be careful. Keep plenty of water on you.
Oh yeah, I got to do about 2 cases a week.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you've been driving from over around where do you live?
I live in Valdosta. I'm headed back there now to Brunswick.
Yeah. Well, be careful. Be careful. Don't hit any deer.
Oh, always. I seen a couple over there, and it's been real tempting to go ahead and pop one and throw it in the back of the truck.
Especially we talk about all this grilling this morning.
Oh yeah, man. I seen 6 point the other morning. I was like, man, I didn't think they had their antlers already.
Yeah, they got them. I actually saw a nice 8 point. I should have mentioned that already. I saw a nice 8 point. I think it was Saturday evening, standing in a peanut field, and he wasn't by himself. He was with 19 other deer, so they were out. They were out in full force yesterday or Saturday evening.
I had to take a picture of that. That would have been a nice picture.
Yeah, they were out. This one particular field is it's been loaded for several weeks now with deer. Peanut field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I seen a gator crossing the road too, and I was like, man, I need to stop and get his butt.
Little grilled gator tail there.
Oh yeah.
Better not do that though. I highly recommend letting him walk on. Appreciate your calling, man.
Yeah, y'all have a good one.
All right, you do the same. Yeah, that I've been seeing anywhere from 4 or 5 deer up to 21 was the highest I've seen, but I've seen 10 and 12 in it quite frequently, and it there ain't no way to get permission to hunt there is the only sad thing. So,
that's terrible.
I do know the people that hunt there, and they got it made. So
yeah, we'll wish them some luck.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a break, caller. So if you'll call back right after the break, we'll take your call. But we'll be right back. You listen to The Good Outdoors on 99.5.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Man, I have picked up some bad habits.
You don't need any more bad habits. Are you talking about Bad Habits Saloon and Grub?
Oh, yeah, baby. Nothing like throwing back a cold one and watching one of their 26 high-definition TVs.
Yeah, and you don't have to ask what sort of beverage they have, because they've got it all at Bad Habits Saloon and Grub.
That's right, over 300 bottled beers. Any premium drink you could ask for, including single malt scotch and single barrel bourbon.
And 48 beers on tap. Oh, and the food, from juicy ribeye steaks at $9.99 to foot-long premium hot dogs. And $10.99 all-you-can-eat wings from 10 to 11 p.m.
And no matter what mood you're in, there's 3 environments to enjoy: a dining area, a bar, an outside patio, TVs, and all 3 places, baby.
Come on out and enjoy a live DJ every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, and grab a $2 16-ounce draft or a $6 domestic bucket while you mingle.
Come visit Bad Habit Saloon and Grub and let them serve you what you want, not what they want you to have.
Bad Habit Saloon and Grub near the mall on Gornto Road, right behind Exit 18 Liquors. Tell them we sent you from the Good Outdoors.
Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Oh, good morning. Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. We're kind of laughing. Buddy of mine sent me a picture. I was talking to him yesterday, Jay, from our hunting club, and the deer was just tearing his food plot up, and he's wanting to get up a little higher. So I'll tell you about it in just a minute. Let's take this call right here. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Hey, it's Doc at Equipment.
Hey, Doc.
A couple of things y'all touched on this morning. First, I'm glad to know the whooping crane isn't extinct, because I thought it was.
No, it's not.
Well, I'm glad to know it isn't. Second, the grilling. In my family, I mean, I know there's a lot of women that grill, but I don't, because in my family, that's men's work. They got to go out there and get eaten by mosquitoes while they stand over this stupid thing. I'm going to cook in a kitchen like a regular, normal Christian. My family spent years coming out of caves, and we ain't going back.
I hear you.
But I like grilled food. So
Yeah.
if men folk want to go out and grill, just fine. I think that's real wonderful. I'll get the meat all set up for them, and they can just take it out and do what they want with it. But the other is, early on in the show, y'all talked about us sending money over to foreign countries that don't seem to love us when we're not taking care of our own. In medicine, we see this a lot. We got patients who are on Medicaid who can't get subspecialists to see them in Valdosta and Thomasville. It's getting very, very difficult to get to subspecialists. We got poor people who can't get anything done.
Yeah.
I mean, I run a $40 clinic for people that don't have any insurance,
Right.
and still no. I mean, if he comes in with something that needs a specialist, we're screwed.
Yeah.
And these people, they go overseas and they fix every hair lip in the third world. Well, why can't they take one day a month and treat Americans?
Amen.
Yeah. I mean, you want to tithe. I mean, I believe in medical missionary work, but you can do it at home too.
You sure can.
That's right. So I just wish they'd think a little bit.
Oh, I agree.
But anyway, love y'all's show.
Hey,
Wake up to
appreciate
it every morning.
All right, thank you,
Thank
Doc.
you.
Bye-bye.
She brings up a great point.
Doc Harden, that's a woman's perspective on the grilling that I never thought I'd hear this morning. But she said, we spent years getting out of the cave. She ain't going to do no grilling. She's going to cook in the kitchen. That's good. Hey, as long as you cook it, that's good.
That's right. Hey, I'll tell you this right quick. Then I got one important thing to do here. But he put crime scene tape all the way around his food plot with tinfoil tied to the tapes, and we'll see if that works. I think it'll work for just a little while.
That whole thing sounds crazy if you think about it too much. And he's planting deer food for the deer, and now he's upset because they're eating it.
He's wanting it to get up. He's wanting to get up more healthier before they go in there and tear it up. Is his thing.
He needs a bigger plot.
This isn't going to work for long.
Yeah, he needs a bigger plot.
And I told him yesterday, I said, it'll work for a little while. It ain't going to work for long. But more importantly, what I've got to do here is this is our wrap-up segment brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail. And I know John and Dawson came in this past Friday with you, Steve, and gave away a lot of stuff. But y'all go out there and see John Peak at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail. I saw some quail yesterday at the hunting club, and the first thing I thought of when I told Michelle, I said, that's what we hunted at John's place last year. I said, I can't wait till quail season again. They run a great top-notch organization out there. Get out there and see them. Sporting Clays, quail hunting, birthday parties, corporate outings. Get out there and see them and support them right out Highway 84 going towards Quitman. Just a great, awesome place to go.
No doubt about it. We learned from Joe Reams last week from Southern Habitats that quail prefer to have escape cover within 70 feet of them at all times. That's the optimal habitat. If they've got escape cover within 70 feet, they're going to thrive. So keep that in mind. If you got some land, make sure you got good escape cover for your quail. And that's we talked about edge, field edges and the edge of timber change and the systems changing from clear cut to pines to other kind of thickets, creek beds, deer, wildlife, turkey, everything associates with edge cover. So that's important as well too. But real quick here, last week we touched on a thing that happened in Wilsonville, Oregon. There was a bunch of bees that died. And, there were over 50,000 killed, and it led to the ban of over 18 pesticides, literally almost overnight because of it. Wow. But I found something a little bit odd, and, it made me laugh, and you asked me what I was laughing about, and I don't know why it's funny, but I guess just the other things that go on in life. But a group upset by the death of thousands of bees at the Wilsonville Target store has organized a memorial for the bees. They've even set up a Facebook page, and they say it's an opportunity to draw attention to the plight of bees and their importance to life on Earth, which I ain't got no problem with that. Bees, there is a bad thing going on with bees, and they're dying off, and is affecting crop pollination. It's a serious problem. Not making light of that, but to organize a memorial for the death of 50,000 bees in the Target parking lot, it just makes me wonder if the community of Wilsonville has lost anybody that was serving our country in Afghanistan or Iraq or anywhere else in the world. I wonder if they did have that tragedy, did they have a memorial for them? It's just the first thing that pops in my mind. We're going to organize a memorial for the death of a bunch of bees. I just hope that our priorities stay in order, and that we honor people like the 18 or 19 fallen firefighters in Arizona and law enforcement workers that die daily protecting us, and of course our active military and retired military veterans that have served our country and came back whole, and the ones that came back wounded. I just hope that our priorities stay where they need to be. Obviously, our country's out of whack in a lot of areas about
they're just
money.
Everyone's is following the government.
Yeah, about money and things like that. But it just kind of makes me it just made me laugh out loud to see a memorial organized for the death of 50,000 bees.
That's kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw a dead skeeter hawk in my garage yesterday, and I should have lit a candle and said a prayer, I guess.
I guess so.
That's a dragonfly for anybody who don't know what a skeeter hawk is. Yeah. Anyway, we've covered a whole lot of stuff this morning. That's a great outdoor activity, catching skeeter hawks off the clothesline. I bet that's a dying sport because there's not many clotheslines left for one thing.
No, thinking of catching things, I remember back in the day was old the fireflies.
Oh, yeah.
Lightning bugs.
Love to catch them.
Lightning bugs, mason jars, get out there. You don't see too many of them anymore around here. At least I don't. Now, up north in Michigan and the UP, you see a lot of them. But I don't see too many around here anymore. They used to be all out behind our house.
I just saw some recently, and I'm trying to think back to where I was at when I saw them, and I just don't remember. But you're right. You don't see them near as often as you used to.
No, we have to organize a memorial for lightning.
I know, because I remember, you're filling up that big old jar. You can walk around in the dark and you see things. It was
like a
fun.
lantern.
Yeah.
Like a lantern, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those things are something else. Hey, I wanted to give a shout out this morning, and I meant to do it earlier to Chad Everett. He said, "Good morning, guys," and he was headed to Valdosta with his dad to drop off his niece, and had a great week in Orange Beach, Alabama, and has another great week with his dad here. So, good thing for Chad.
Yeah, man.
Dad's in from out of town, so bring him by the studio and let us meet him. Chad, appreciate your support every day, and appreciate your help when we need you, man.
Heck yeah, he's always there when we need him. Just like so many of our listeners, Dimmer, Godwin,
Dimmer,
Chuck,
always,
and they all there to help us out when we need it. We appreciate it.
Lots of great loyal followers. And Pam, if you're listening, I might be a little bit late. Shoot me a text or something, because I've misplaced a lot of people's numbers, and I don't think I have yours. So give me a holler.
We want to keep the family of Doc Lyles in Tifton in our prayers. I learned Saturday or Sunday that Doc had passed away.
Really?
And he did. And
wow.
We used to lease some hunting land from Doc, and up there in Tifton, or up there between Tifton and Ocilla. So prayers go out to Doc's family, his son, and everybody there. And it's sad to lose someone, and I don't know the details of it, but I did get news that he passed away. Thoughts and prayers with the firefighters that lost their lives out in Arizona, 19 of them. There's also 8 injured and in the hospital. So our thoughts and prayers are with them, as we said. And anybody else that needs prayer, hey, send us a Facebook message and we'll get on it. That's how we roll here.
That's exactly right. That's how we roll up in here. And I guarantee you, we'll get some prayers out to whoever needs it. All we have to do is ask our radio audience and our Facebook fans, and we'll send some prayers up and lift you up in prayers and spirit.
Yes, sir. We got over 8,200 Facebook likes now, growing every day. So appreciate y'all's support on there. It's a great place to go and check out pictures in the outdoors. And
I tell you what, I'm going to ask right now for some prayers for me, because I tell you what, I am not feeling very good this morning. This cold is really getting to me, and y'all send me some prayers, and between that and a little bit of medicine and rest and relaxation, maybe I'll get to feeling better by tomorrow.
I hope so. I hope so. You sound terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You sound terrible.
Well, there's it is.
That's the Good Outdoors calling our names here. Rodney Atkins, take a back road. We're going to take a back. I don't know if I'm going to take a back road home. I-75 ain't exactly a back road, but that's how I'm getting
quickest way there.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Had a great show. Great to be back. Thanks for everybody for welcoming me back. And it's just it's humbling knowing that people actually missed listening to me on the radio. Really? But
it's kind of
they got tired of listening to Steve.
Well, that's the disappointing part. I thought I was doing a good job, but apparently not.
I'm sure you did a great job. Ain't no doubt. Everybody said you did. Everybody have a good day in the outdoors, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.